In the unforgiving darkness and light of day on the Eastern Front, drone operators from the Ukrainian Army's 92nd Assault Brigade continued their relentless missions. Released video footage clearly shows how each target, enemy infantry, reckless raiders on motorcycles, and even makeshift shelters, was pursued, locked, and destroyed with deadly precision. Here's a chronology of the recorded attacks, presented in dramatic, detailed military operational style. On a deserted dirt road amid dry grassland and bare trees, an FPV drone glides low like a hunting hawk. Its white crosshairs instantly lock on two enemy figures attempting to flee on motorcycles, the wind whipping, dust billowing behind its wheels. Within seconds, the drone pursues at full speed and strikes its target. A powerful explosion shook the air. Motorcycles were smashed to pieces, and the invading troops were thrown and lying motionless on the asphalt. "Active!" flashed across the control screen, a threat instantly eliminated, proving that even rapid movement in open terrain can be undetectable by drones. In a vast, dark field, the drone approached an enemy position hidden behind mounds of earth and makeshift trenches. A few faint points of light were visible, perhaps vehicles or groups of infantry on the move. The drone's crosshair stabilized, and then a mini-missile was released, and a small but deadly explosion soon erupted, sending a cloud of earth and black smoke into the air. The enemy, who had been hiding, now had nowhere to go, and the 92nd Assault Brigade operator turned the shelter into a tomb of iron and dust. Every target detected will be destroyed, and there is no safe place for the invaders in this area. The camera shifted to a deepening night scene, but the drone's thermal technology knew no darkness, and the crosshair locked onto a target amid the ruins of a building. Suddenly, a blinding white light fills the screen. A massive explosion has shaken the entire area. A massive fireball rises, followed by a thick plume of smoke that obscures the sky, and shrapnel rains down like a hail of fire. This is no ordinary attack. It's utter destruction, perhaps striking an ammunition depot or a large massed enemy group, the vibrations of which are felt all the way to the operator's control panel. At the same time, the drone now enters a more confined area, perhaps a concrete tunnel or a damaged underground shelter. The camera pans over the rubble, cracked walls, and splintered floors. Traces of destruction are clearly visible: broken wood, twisted metal, and the remains of enemy equipment. The drone continues its search, ensuring there are no survivors. Final attack. The drone returns to the open air, hovering over the deforested area and a long trench along the railway. Dead trees stand like giant skeletons. The crosshair reactivates, locking onto the faint movement among the trees. Overall, the final strike was a perfect conclusion to the operation. Even the enemy trying to hide in nature was not spared from the 24/7 surveillance. Every second of this video is proof. The 92nd Assault Brigade never stopped. Infantry, motorized infantry, shelters, trenches, everything was a legitimate target. The work continues 24/7 until every invader is driven from our land, as the official post asserts. This is modern drone warfare, invisible, unstoppable, and always deadly. And the drone operators remain vigilant. The enemy will never sleep soundly again. At the moment, Lassar's joint group, comprised of defenders from the National Guard of Ukraine, the Air Force, and the 15th Separate Artillery Intelligence Brigade, Chorny-Lys, Black Forest, carried out a large-scale operation that hit a Russian unmanned aerial vehicles, UAV, control point, and an S-300V missile system. According to a report on Telegram, The multi-layered special operation was carried out in the Zaporizhzhia direction, with important Russian targets hit at each stage. The video, which is more than 2.5 minutes long, accompanying the report, shows the moments of impact from drone cameras. The Lassar's group military unit analyzed the area of concentration of Russian equipment, together with fighters from the 15th Separate Brigade. The crews identified a concentration of Russian air defense systems behind the front line. During preparations for the strike, intelligence determined that these systems were covered by the Palatine electronic warfare complex. This system became the priority target and the first stage of the operation. After receiving the coordinates, Lassar's group operators deployed their drones. The first sorties successfully struck the Palatine, and subsequent strikes completely destroyed it. The cost of this electronic warfare system is estimated at $20 million. The second stage of the operation involved strikes on Russian air defense systems. Lassar's group organized a hunt for S-300 surface-to-air missile systems with support from aerial reconnaissance of the 15th Brigade. Thanks to joint analytical efforts, the location of the Russian air defense systems was identified. Lassar's group fighters then struck with UAVs an S-300V launcher and the S-300V multi-channel missile guidance station. The S-300V, NATO SA-12 Gladiator, is a Soviet-era surface-to-air missile system designed for medium-range point defense to protect critical military facilities and large troop formations. Unlike more common S-300 variants, the S-300V is a fully self-propelled system with both anti-aircraft and limited anti-missile capabilities, intended to counter aircraft, cruise missiles, and some ballistic threats. Each launcher has its own target illumination radar, which allows for autonomous combat operations. The system is capable of simultaneously engaging several types of targets flying at speeds of up to 3,000 meters per second. The complex uses 9 M83 and 9 M82 missiles with ranges of up to 75 kilometers and 100 kilometers respectively. The cost of one installation is about $40 million. According to the report, this S-300V missile system previously hindered the operations of Ukrainian aviation. However, after the destruction of the air defense system, the Air Force struck the UAV control point at the third stage of the operation. This operation adds to previous successful Ukrainian strikes against Russia's air defense systems. For instance, Ukraine's Unmanned Systems Forces, USF, destroyed 19 elements of Russia's air defense network between March 1st and March 12th, according to USF Major Robert Madyar Brovdy. Brovdy said that identifying and destroying elements of Russia's long, medium, and short-range air defense network remains one of the USF's top priorities. At the same time, the clearing operations around front lines indicate that Ukraine is slowly stabilizing this forest sector. Now Ukraine is using the changing season, improved visibility, and the steady teamwork of mixed assault groups to reduce Russia's ability to infiltrate the area. These conditions give Ukrainian forces a better chance to detect and stop Russian movements before they become a threat. The actions may seem small, but they are vital for protecting Lyman, and the fact that Russia has not advanced toward the town in over a month shows that Ukraine's efforts are